Hey world, guess who's back? It's the Virgos. Well, at least it's me and Sherrod anyway. Um, we got something interesting to talk about as always. We gonna kick off this new season of the Virgo Verdict, talking about codependency in relationships. Have you ever been in a codependent relationship? And what was that like for you? Put it in the comments. Also, tell all your friends. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. But let's get it cracking. So,
Okay.
we was perusing the interwebs,
Hmm.
and there was a post, and they attribute this post to Carrie Hilson, but I don't know if it's necessarily her. But it could be this. This could be anyone.
Hmm.
So, a woman breaks up with quote unquote perfect man because he didn't need her. And the post says, I broke up with a man very early in the relationship because I realized I couldn't add any value to his life. He cooks his own vegan meals from scratch. His place is spotless. His laundry is on point. I didn't see where I would fit into his life. This man basically didn't need me. Um, so the quote here is kind of vague to me. Um, I want to believe that there is more to the story that is in this quote. And as y'all know, like I like to pick apart words and delve into, the meanings and what's really being said in the sentence. Um, I focus in on I broke up with a man very early in this relationship because I realized I couldn't add any value to his life. So that sentence right there speaks volumes to me. Because what does that say about how you view you?
Hmm.
Like when I enter into relationships, and y'all, I fucks with me heavy, okay? So when I enter into relationships, and not just romantic relationships, I feel like I'm the shit, and I'm bringing my I'm the shitness to the relationship. No matter who the person is, what they have, what they do, what kind of lifestyle they have, just is how I view me. Just me showing up, me being there, is adding something. So I can't really I want to know more, and I wish that I knew who this person was, because I want to know what brought them to this realization, because it can't be just that he cooks his own vegan meals, his place is spotless, and his laundry is on point. That's grown people shit. Like, that's regular life shit. Like, I'm not vegan, but I make my all my own meals from scratch. My house is spotless. I do my laundry, but I do this shit because I got to. Like, this is life. This is, you know. So if you think, you would have to think so little of yourself. And this is just my opinion, y'all. And if y'all have a different opinion from mine, please let me know. Please, by all means. But I feel like you have to already, when you show up in relationships, think about you in a particular way. So I feel like just me showing up, me being there, is adding some kind of value because I consider myself valuable. I do. And I also feel like when you come into a relationship, you have to take an inventory of sorts. What can I contribute? Okay, he already does his laundry. He already does his vegan meals and stuff. But it's for me, it's about being of service, but not being in servitude, if that makes any sense. I think in relationships we're all in service to each other, but I'm not his maid, I'm not his cook, I'm not, I'm his partner. So in what ways do I contribute? What ways do I add value? So I think those are questions that we have to ask. And I commend this person for saying that they didn't feel like they added any value to the person's life. But how the question then becomes for me, Sharad, how do you view yourself outside of the relationship?
Okay.
So I don't know. Tell me what you think.
Okay. And as we were discussing earlier before we started recording about codependency and looking up codependency, in a codependent relationship, there tends to be a severe imbalance of power. Often, one person may be given much more time, energy, and focus to the other person who consciously or unconsciously takes advantage of the situation in order to maximize their needs and desires. Typically, you'll find codependent behavior most commonly in relationships in which someone has a substance abuse disorder, but you can have a codependent relationship with anyone, including your boss, friends, colleagues, or family members. Now, I have dealt with somebody that felt the same way. Yo, you do all your own stuff. What can I do? It's like that ain't why you here though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know that's something she should have spoke to him about and said, hey,
Mm-hmm.
you do all this your own shit. I mean, what am I here for? And then she would know exactly what it was she brought to his life, other than the
Mm-hmm.
things that I do for myself normally on a day-to-day basis. She should have
Mm-hmm.
spoke out and said, hey, uh, why am I important to you? Or, I'm feeling a certain kind of way because you cook, you clean, you do all these things that I want to do for you. And you got to realize when you live by yourself, you get caught up in the day-to-day routine. It's your routine, and it's
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes you may want to relinquish washing the dishes, cooking the
Mm-hmm.
meals, but it's a part of what you do. It's a part of your everyday routine. So it's muscle memory. I come home, drop this, do this, and when I say, hey, come through and kick it,
Mm-hmm.
what you want me to do? Nothing.
I want you to kick it with me. That's
Yeah,
I
just
want
sit
I want
there.
to be in your company.
Just sit there and look pretty. That's it.
Yeah.
Because I don't need you to clean my house. I don't need you
Mm-hmm.
to do anything. It's all done. You know, and it's like in your head, you think you're being considerate, kind, and all this other good stuff. But it's like, yo, I want to do X, Y, and Z for you, especially if they came from a relationship or has a history of being in relationships that they were the go-to all the time for everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm like I said, I'm looking up. Like signs of the codependent relationship says you feel like you need to save them from themselves. So, you know, is she looking at him like, man, he's so well put together or doing his own thing that what does he need saving from?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and for me, oh, it says you want to change who they are. I don't think she wants to change them. You know, I don't think that, just that letter you read, I don't think she wants to change who he is. I think she just wants to feel more included in his life. So,
Yeah, I think that, well, judging by what it said, I think she wants to be needed by him. She wants to be needed in some kind of way. But I also just feel like, well, there comes a time when you got to ask some, qualifying questions.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, ask,
yeah, yeah.
is there any, if you have the need to do, if you have the need to be of service, then I feel like you should ask, what can I do? Can I do? I feel this overwhelming desire to do something for you. What can I do? Then that broaches a whole conversation, and that opens up the relationship to discovery of things that you might not have even considered before. And with regard to the to codependent people wanting to change the others, you might be the one being changed by this new thing, by this new way of being in a relationship. Because if you're always the one doing, you're always the one being needed, and then you get into a relationship where that's not happening, you don't know what to do with yourself. So now this gives you an opportunity to learn something about you, to
Yeah.
to be
Being
a
able to
different
adapt.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, to instead of changing him or changing your mate, you could change you. It might open up some stuff in your life for
Yeah, some
you.
opportunities. Opportunities for you.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Opportunities for growth.
I don't have to do as much for him like I have for the other. So I can take this energy and time and put it towards something else. Because
Yes.
hey, oh damn, like my brothers, right? In their relationships, they cook. They're cookers. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so if you a woman that want to cook all the time, you might run across him and be like, okay, damn, this man cooks, full course meals and shit.
Mhm.
But he's one of them ones that be like, yo, shit, cook with me. You
Mhm.
just got to open your mouth. Me, shit, I'm a hot dog, chili motherfucker, some taco. My shit quick. So, and if you, I don't know, it's just like I just I don't eat everybody cooking because I get funny, acting sometimes. I don't eat everybody's
Mhm.
cooking, and so she has to come in and understand. I'm looking at the five love languages, and hers must
Mhm.
be acts of service,
Mhm.
right? But knowing that yours is acts of service, now you got to find out what his love language is. You got to speak to him in his language. Maybe I don't need your service, baby. I just need your communication. I just I don't need what every other man needed. I
Right.
love you being here. Talk to me, kick it, let's laugh, let's joke. I don't need your service. But hey, if you want to come in and cook with me, clean with me, all right, fuck it. I, I ain't
I
gonna
mean,
turn it
yeah.
down, you know.
Right. Right. And I have also, because, I was single for a long time. And so a lot of the things that I did, a lot of the time I had to rely on me to do stuff. So when I got into relationships, it was a hard thing to break because I'm fiercely independent, um and used to doing things, used to taking care of me.
Right.
Um so when I got into a relationship, I had to like kind of recondition myself to allow another person to help. I had to
Okay.
recondition, like, because one of my ex's gripes was, you don't let me do shit. Like, you don't let me take care of you. Like, something as simple as I need to go get a new tire. It could be something like that.
So
I'm
you
gonna just
became
pop
hyper
up and go
independent.
get my tire. What'd you say?
Were you like hyper independent?
Yes, yes. And instead of, and like, if and this is just an example. Let's say I get a flat, I don't immediately call him. I wouldn't immediately call him in situations where a woman in a relationship with a man who's a provider and a person who likes to take care. I wouldn't call him first.
Okay.
I would call who I usually call, which is my bestie or me, you know. And he would be like, "Damn, why you didn't call me? I'm your man. Why you didn't call me?" So I had to, and I say this all the time, when getting into relationships, you have to customize the relationship to the person that you are in the relationship with. I can't come into a new relationship doing the same thing that I did in my last relationship that
Yeah.
wasn't this guy. This is a whole nother human being. It's a whole other person here. So then there comes a time when you have to pay attention. There are people in our lives who deserve our attention, and you have to pay attention. And then you have to be considerate, and you have to say, what can I give to him, James Johnson, whoever the
Mm,
fuck he might be?
right.
What can I provide for him? What does he like? What does he enjoy? What does he need? Because when I was in my last relationship, before I even got into the relationship, I was like, I'm going to do this, 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 and this. I had already mapped it out what I was going to do. I never once considered that I was going to be in a relationship with another person, though, and what they might need or require from me. I just was like, I'm going to come through and I'm going to do all the good shit and he going to love it. How do you know?
Right.
Like, I made an assumption about what the fuck he might want or need or desire from me. And went about the business of executing that. And then in so doing, discovered some of the things that I did he didn't necessarily like. That's because I was only thinking about me and what I wanted to do. I wasn't thinking about him. I didn't even consider him at all. I did not. So relationships are a trip, man, but you cannot be in a relationship with another person by yourself. You cannot. And so, with this whole topic, like of the woman not feeling like she was needed, I also feel like there's some kind of self work that needs to be done with regard to
Yeah.
that. Because if you are real, she in the post said that he was perfect guy. He was perfect. Who in their right mind don't want to be with the perfect guy? By your own admission, you said he was perfect.
Well, he
What
can't
else
be
is it?
perfect if you feeling a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he might be perfect to the ideal of being perfect. The ideal.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. The ideal. Whatever. L or without the L, whichever one. Anyway, he might have been that person that you say, oh, he's perfect, and then now, because that's what guys do. We look at a woman and be like, oh, damn, she
Right.
she perfect, and then you get
Mm-hmm.
to her, and then you start really learning the ins and outs, the little intricacies, and you're like,
She not
yeah,
perfect. And
I'm
that's
tired of
what
this
I was
shit.
gonna say. Like, it sounds to me like reading between the lines. He's perfect. He making all his from scratch vegan meals. You ain't really like him. Like, for real. Cause Shrine, it don't make sense. How is it that this man is perfect? Okay, but he might not necessarily be perfect for you. I don't buy that. I don't buy that he didn't need her. What I get from this is you ain't really like him because there's this whole conversation about you know what a good man is, what a good mate is, what a good wife is, who's wife material, who's husband material, and the so-called good guy or the good woman, and they might be those things, but you might not be attracted to that.
Yep.
That you know what I mean? Like, I've had some guys in my life who I would consider good guys, but I ain't necessarily like them. And it wasn't because they were good guys, it was because I just wasn't attracted. And
I mean, I
but
see that a lot.
people, yeah, and people will lie to themselves about what some shit is. Oh, he didn't need me, so I just I don't buy that. I don't buy the unless you got some serious um self-esteem issues. I don't buy the I broke up with him because he didn't need me shit. I don't buy it. I think you just didn't like him.
Didn't like
You
him.
looked at him and was like, he's a great guy. He's perfect. He making vegan meals and shit. He cleaning his house is spotless. He not the guy. He not the guy for me. He doesn't do it for me. Is what that screams to me. I have had what people would call a good guy, and I just didn't like them. And that doesn't make anything wrong with me. It doesn't make anything wrong with him. We're not going to be necessarily compatible or attracted to everybody who's attracted to us, and we get to choose. But I feel like tell the truth though to you first. Tell the truth to yourself first. I just don't buy he didn't need me. Some may. I think there's more to the story. And I'm not saying that there aren't stories like that, like this,
Hmm.
out there, but I really, really just on some grown up shit. It don't sound right. He didn't need me. Either you got a problem or you don't like him.
See,
That's
and I understand exactly where you're coming from. That's why when I looked this up in the codependency thing, and they say it's a
mm,
dysfunctional relationship dynamic in which one person assumes the role of the giver, sacrificing their own needs and well-being for the sake of the other, the taker. The bond in question is not necessarily romantic, though. Oh, romantic. Though the term is often used to describe couples, the same dynamic, it can be between parent, child, friends, or whatever. And you could be 1000% correct in what you just said, or it could be a deeper rooted issue where this is what she's seeking the validation of another individual through the things that
mm-hmm,
she does for them, you know,
mm-hmm.
and it might be a
That's right.
deeper problem. You know what I'm saying? And she could
Yeah,
be
that's
like,
problematic. Because
yeah,
how you moving around in the world? So that means to me,
people pleaser.
if yeah, you a people pleaser, and you will never have personal freedom. You'll never be free from that unless you address it. Because
Mm,
you what you're saying is, I need to be used. I need to be in a utilitarian environment. I need to be doing instead of just being. I need to be doing all the time. That's how I feel validated. That's how I feel wanted. That's how I'm
mhm.
comfortable in relationships. That shit is rooted in trauma. You got to figure out what's the root and pluck it. Where is this trauma root coming from? Why do you feel the need? Why are you uncomfortable in a relationship where you're not necessarily needed, but you want it though?
Yep.
It
That's
wants
now
you
see,
there.
that's my thing. I don't want you to need me because once the need is not there anymore, then the need for me ain't there anymore. And
Right.
I want you. What Marvin Gaye say? I want you to want me
To
just as
want
much
me.
as I want you. You know
Exactly.
what I'm
And
saying?
and I feel like that's the goal. Well, for me, that's the goal in my relationships. I want you to want me just as much as I want you.
Yeah.
I want us to
Hey.
like each other with the same amount and same degree of intensity at the same time.
Yeah.
I
I
want you
want.
to
I
be
want to.
feeling me like I'm feeling you.
Let's talk. Let's kick it. Let's laugh. Let's cry. Whatever. Whatever we do it together with the premise of, hey, this is about us. Whatever we do,
Yes.
it's about us. And you know what the funny thing is? I listen to this. I listen to sayings like you. I try to break sayings down by the words, and then it's like me
Mm-hmm.
against the world, me against us against the world. No, it's us against us. That's all that matter in this relationship. It's
That's
us
it. That's all
against
there
us.
is.
That's all there is. So if we can get over our little quirks in our relationship, who gives a damn what the world thinks? you know, hey,
Yeah.
she doesn't look like that, man. You should have a woman that looks like this. He doesn't look like that, or he doesn't. We don't care what y'all think. This is about us,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people get in relationships trying to please their friends and families or impress them with who they have instead of saying, no, he or she impressed me. That's all that matter. And stand on it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
come on, Tracy. Lead us out with the last word and the verdict on this.
So, y'all, my verdict is, if you are in a relationship and you feel slighted in the relationship because you are not needed in the relationship, then you are obligated to do some self work and figure out why you need to be needed before you get into another relationship. Like,
Please.
you got to figure some shit out about you, like, for real, because that's not healthy. Like, how many relationships you gonna go through
Yeah.
and discover that this person doesn't need you, and then you gonna leave everyone? And what if all the relationships were are good people, like, by your own admission? What if they're perfect but they don't need you, so they can't be perfect? So you're gonna leave them. That's, to me, that's an issue. That's an issue, like we said earlier, that's an issue rooted in trauma. That it doesn't make for a healthy relationship at all. So I feel like, if that is the case, if you need to be needed in a relationship, you got to work that part out first before you can get into another healthy relationship. You can get into a relationship every day of the week, but that don't make it a good one.
Yep.
So if you want to be in a good relationship, you want to be in a healthy relationship, you yourself have to be healthy, or at least in pursuit of personal well-being, psychological,
Yep.
emotional well-being. And I think the mark of that person is someone who's willing to be honest, show up honestly in a relationship, contribute where they can, what they can, and just be up in there loving on who loves you.
Yep.
And if that's not the case, leave their ass alone. That's my verdict though. So what y'all think? Sharon, what is your verdict though?
No, I agree with you. I agree with you 1,000%. Love on, find out who you are. Get with somebody that know who they are and what they want. Y'all come together, spend the right amount of time. It's no designated time. Just spend some time getting to know who each other is. You know,
Yeah.
find out what his quirks are, her quirks are. Find out before we start spending the money, doing the extravagant trips, having sex and all that stuff. And I know, you know, lust is what leads men to women in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Any man that tells you that is a goddamn lie. Because that's the only thing. If I don't know you, if I don't know you,
Mm-hmm.
when I see you, I see a fat ass, some nice titties, a pretty face, and I want to fuck. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That draws me to you. I come
Mm-hmm.
to you, I kick it to you, right? And then that dash between lust and like is that time I spend getting to know you. Like, oh
Mm-hmm.
damn, hold on, wait a minute. She like the Pistons? She like the Lions? She got her own hobby. Then you start liking her. Then that dash between like and love and all that shit. Then I think take that time. Stop rushing into relationships. Stop trying to find out how much money this man makes. Long as he got a legal job and can take care of himself, you know what I'm saying? And then, bruh, stop trying to get between her legs. Just trying to just see who she is. See if she's a nice person. See, I tell my son, and he and I kick it. I said, bruh, once you get your own spot and you're going to find out what peace is, when you invite a woman over to your house, and if your peace is disrupted, you gotta let her go. I don't care how fine she is, bro. You don't want
And you're
nobody
gonna
to.
want to let her go,
Yeah.
because now
You.
you done got used to peace. Now
Yep.
you done got used to tranquility in your own shit,
In
and
your
you're
own
not gonna
shit.
let nobody come and disrupt your shit. Much as you think she got a fat ass and a pretty face and nice titties and all of that, if
Yep.
she get on your fucking nerves, you're gonna get you're gonna want to put her ass out.
And guess what? And you can be a good person, but you cannot be the right person.
Correct.
Because two good people can get together like water and oil separately. They're great. We need them, but when you put them
Yeah,
together, it's a
they
mess.
don't work. Yeah.
So I agree with you, man. Let's find out. Let's enter into relationships, both knowing what happiness and peace is. Come
Yes.
together. My job is not to give you happiness. Your job is not to give it to me. My job is not to destroy your happiness. Your job is
Correct.
not to, and fuck up mine.
Yes.
And let's learn to work together. And communication is the foundation for any relationship.
It
That
is
is the
every
floor.
relationship,
It's
for
every
every relationship.
professional, platonic, no matter what kind of relationship, communication is a must.
And you have to tell the truth. You have to tell the truth. Because, like I said, y'all, I'm just not buying that this lady broke up with this man because he didn't need her. I just feel like she ain't really like him. She wasn't really fucking with him like that. Because
Hey, Trace.
To support what you just said, I just found something on codependency, right? And it's only one line. There is no scientific research supporting the concept of codependency. So,
Yeah, so you don't have to be codependent. You
right,
don't.
you
So
don't.
yeah, so tell the truth. If you
Shame
are
the devil.
codependent, fix it. Like you got to fix you first. So that's it. That's all we got as far as that goes. If you have an opinion about what we have discussed here today, please put your opinion in the comments. Or if you have something long winded you want to say, send us an email at Virgo Verdict. Is it the Virgo Verdict at
Yep, the Virgo
gmail.com?
Verdict at gmail.com. Yep.
Send it to the Virgo Verdict. And we are also open to having others on the show, even if you're not a Virgo, but you do have an opinion. Because we love to talk shit and debate. So also, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Tell all your friends. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
Peace.